Hey team, thanks for joining me today for another edition of CHOT Teachable Moments. We continue today in our series we're calling The Experience How to Positively Affect Quality Scores and Deliver Superior Care, where we're talking about the CAHPS survey and going question by question. So let's jump right in. Today we're talking about question number 24, which says hospice teams may teach you how to care for family members who need pain medication, have trouble breathing, are restless or agitated, or have other care needs. Did the hospice team teach you how to care for your family member? So remember, these questions used to be individual questions, one about pain, one about trouble breathing, and one about anxiety or agitation. They've consolidated those questions into one question now, and so the family member that's answering the survey is only going to have one opportunity to answer a question about whether they received the training to care for the patient when they were having these issues. Obviously, we always want that answer to be yes, definitely. They can also answer it's yes, somewhat, or no, but we don't get credit for those. If they answer it as yes, somewhat, or no, that's counted against us. And then if they say, I did not need this teaching, the question isn't counted at all. So, what can we do to affect this in a positive way? Today, we're going to look at some tips that are all acronyms, right? We love acronyms. Medicare loves acronyms. Healthcare loves acronyms. So, we're using acronyms. So, the first one is ABC, and that stands for always be coaching, always be training, always be educating, right? Everything we do, especially when it comes to symptom management, when we're at the bedside and we're administering medication, when we're getting new orders for new interventions, and we're teaching the caregiver and the family to do these things, we need to be coaching and need to be training them how to do it. If it's drawing up medication that's liquid, we need to show them how to do that. We need to observe them doing it so we can make sure that they're competent doing it. If it's needing to write down instructions, we need to do whatever it is to make them feel adequate and to be able to safely take care of the patient. So the second acronym is KISS, right? And I'm sure you've heard this one before. It's an old naval term that stands for keep it simple, stupid. But we're going to say keep it simple and straightforward, right? Make instructions easy for the family member or the caregiver to follow. If we need to write things out, if we need to write a schedule out, if we need to show them videos of how to administer medications, how to do some of these interventions, how to safely change a bed, right? Any of those things we need to do, but the specific question is asking about symptoms. So a lot of this is going to be medication administration for shortness of breath. It may be oxygen. It may be a gentle fan blowing towards their face. All of those interventions we need to teach and keep it as simple as possible so the caregiver, the family member can wrap their head around it and feel competent and confident in delivering the care while when we're not there, right? And then the final acronym is ESP: encourage, support, and probe. So we want to always be teaching. We want to encourage folks when they're doing things the right way, when they draw up the right amount of medication in front of us. That's perfect, Mrs. Smith. Awesome. You're doing a great job. And I know you're going to do a great job when I'm not standing here too, because you know how to do this. Support them, right? Offer support if they need to be corrected on something that they're not doing the right way. Do that gently and support in a supportive way. And then finally, probe. And probe is find out what they know, right? If we get a medication order that's a new medication, we teach them how to administer that medication. We need to be asking them questions. Do you feel confident? Show me, if you will, how to draw that medication up so I can make sure that you're giving it the right way, you're giving the right amount, etc. Probe, find out what they know and where their education gaps are so we can fill those in and make sure, again, that we're delivering the right treatment to the right patient at the right time, and we're doing that in a safe way, and that the caregiver's doing that in a safe way. So these are just some ways that we can affect this particular question, and it's a big one. So finally, fruits of your labor. This is where we share comments that people leave on the CAP survey for our team. So we'll start with Waco today. And the comment says the team that worked with us went above our expectations to help us. This was a very difficult time, and our family was going through a lot. The team listened, did not judge, and helped in so many ways. What a great comment. Kudos to you, Waco team. Well done. In Fort Worth, Nurse Sheridan was wonderful. She was caring, understanding, and attentive. She explained the process and also took time to care and talk with my husband. And then they put the patient's name. Everything pretty much played out like she said. The experience made it easy for my family. Please thank Sheridan for all her help and assistance. What a great comment. Well done, Sheridan. Kudos to you. Kudos for the education you're giving your patients. Obviously, you're giving them education and support, because they said everything pretty much played out like you said. And remember, we've talked about this. Sometimes we can appear to be fortune tellers, right? Because we know these signs, these symptoms, the pain, shortness of breath, right? Anxiety and agitation, those things. And we can tell people about that, tell families about that before we even get to that point, and then it seems easier for them. So well done, Sheridan. Well done, Fort Worth. Kudos. Cleburne, caretakers and nurses are amazing people. They were always positive with a smile. We appreciated them. Very patient people with great response times. They are some of the most underappreciated people. We are grateful for all of them that touched our life. Kudos to you, Cleveland team. Well done for taking care of this family so well. And then finally, Hospice House of Hughley. This facility, Community Healthcare of Texas, was my first experience with a hospice facility. From the minute we arrived until my husband was taken out, it was the most efficient, caring team of people I've ever experienced. We were from out of state, and it helped so much. So kudos to you, Hospice House of Hughley. Well done. Thank you all for everything you do every day for all of our patients, our families, and caregivers, our facility partners, and for one another. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.